Hey, I'm Kelly. If you love cars as much as I do, you're in the right place. From drifting car days to uncovering the world's most iconic rides. Gear up and subscribe to Drive with Kelly for non-stop car fun. Let's talk about the kings of the highway, the two-wheeled living rooms, the motorcycles that make car drivers question their life choices. We're diving deep into touring bikes. This list? Pure luxury, insane comfort, next-level ergonomics. These are the 15 best touring bikes ever built, and for some, you'll need to mortgage your house. But we also have one legendary bulletproof machine on this list that you can grab for under $2,000. Number 15, the BMW K 1600 GTL. Let's kick things off with the $30,000 German spaceship. The BMW K 1600 GTL isn't just a motorcycle. This is personal executive transport. The status comes from the engine. It's a 1649cc inline six-cylinder. A work of art, it cranks out 160 horsepower and 133 pound-feet of torque. The comfort? The engine is so smooth it feels electric. It's a turbine, makes a Goldwing feel buzzy. The ergonomics are pure German luxury sedan. You sit in a deep, heated command chair, a throne. The passenger gets their own heated throne with a wraparound backrest. The luxury is insane. We're talking a 10.25-inch TFT screen, a sound system that'll rattle windows and shaft drive. The tech? Oh, the tech. BMW's legendary dual-lever front suspension doesn't dive under braking, cornering adaptive headlights. When this bike dropped, it redefined what smooth meant. It's a rocket ship that rides like a magic carpet. That magic carpet status comes with a brand new price tag around $30,000. You can find used versions around 22 grand. It's a masterpiece. Are you digging this video? Support us by hitting that like button and subscribe. You'll be glad you did. But if you don't have 30 grand to drop on a German spaceship, you might be interested in the next bike on our list. Number 14, the Yamaha FJR 1300. Oh yes, the FJR. This is the thinking man's touring bike. This is the bike for the person who wants to go Goldwing fast but with sport bike handling. The undisputed king of sport touring for 20 years. The status of the FJR is different. It's not look at me money, it's I'm smarter than you status. The ergonomics are the perfect blend. You're sitting upright, but you're in the bike. You can ride this thing for 800 miles and then drag a knee in the canyons. The comfort is legendary. Push-button electronically adjustable windscreen. That was insane tech when it came out. Heated grips, standard hard-locking removable saddlebags, standard, the engine? A 1298cc inline 4 that makes over 140 horsepower. Shaft drive. This bike is an interstate missile, a reliable Japanese bullet train. It's the bike that police forces worldwide used because they could not kill them. You can buy a brand new 2025 Final Edition for about $19,000, but the real win is in the used market. You can get a 2010 era FJR for 7 grand. That'll run for another 200,000 miles. It's the secret weapon of touring. But what if smart and sensible isn't luxury to you? Doesn't have that king of the road vibe? What if you want fringe? What if you want chrome? What if you want a bike that has an air-conditioned seat? Number 13, the Indian Roadmaster. Harley-Davidson ruled the American luxury world for 50 years. Then Indian came back from the dead, kicked in the door, and dropped this, the Indian Roadmaster. This bike is a direct attack on the Harley-Davidson Ultra. Old school cool meets 21st century tech. The status is off the charts. You're riding a piece of rolling Art Deco sculpture. The Thunderstroke 116 engine is a work of art, makes a stupid 126 pound-feet of torque. The luxury is just better. I said it. The Ride Command TFT screen is the best in the business. Faster, brighter, smarter touchscreen than anything Harley has. The comfort? Let's talk about the Climate Command seat. Heated and cooled. That's right, this bike has seat air conditioning. blows cool air up your, well, you get it. Life changer? The ergonomics are pure throne. You sit in a deep bucket seat. Push-button, power-adjustable windscreen. Over 36 gallons of storage. A 200-watt stereo. This is the bike for the rider who wants that American icon status but wants the newest, shiniest, most high-tech version. All that leather-fringed, air-conditioned glory doesn't come cheap. A new Roadmaster will run you $33,000. Used can get as low as $25,000. But if spending 33 grand on a motorcycle makes you want to curl up in a ball, how about a bike that's just as comfortable, just as reliable, and has an unkillable V4 engine for about $3,500? Number 12. The Honda ST 1100 Pan-European. This is a legend. This bike isn't sexy, not flashy, it's the Honda Accord of motorcycles, and it'll run forever. The ST 1100 was Honda's answer to the BMW Tourers of the 90s. Honda, being Honda, just over-engineered it. The status of this bike is that it's the official bike of the Iron Butt Rally, the 11,000 miles in 11 days race. Why? Because these bikes do not break. The comfort is insane. The engine is a 1,085cc liquid-cooled V4, mounted longitudinally like a car. This makes it smooth, gives it that signature V4 torque. Shaft drive. The ergonomics? Well, people call it a flying couch. The wind protection is so good you can ride in a rainstorm and your pants won't get wet. The seat is massive. Riding position is bolt upright. This bike is a tank. Heavy, yes, but once it's moving, it's a high-speed cross-country missile. The ST1300 that replaced it is also amazing, has a power windscreen, but the ST1100 is the original unkillable million-mile motor. The luxury here isn't chrome. It's the luxury of knowing you will get there. You can find a cherry condition ST1100 for $3,000 to $4,000 all day. The single greatest touring for your dollar value ever. But let's be honest, it's a bit ugly. A dad bike? What if you want to be cool? What if you want to be the CEO of anarchy? Number 11, the Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special. This is it, the shark nose. For decades, the Batwing fairing on the Electra Glide was king. But then the cool guys, the guys who really rode, started switching to the Road Glide. Why? The ergonomics. That shark nose fairing is mounted to the frame, not the handlebars. What does that mean? At 80 miles per hour in a crosswind, the wind isn't trying to rip the handlebars out of your hands. The steering is lighter, the bike is more stable, scientifically a better touring bike. The status is different. The Electra Glide is for the king, the Road Glide is for the badass, the anti-hero Harley. The luxury is all there. For 2025, you get the new Milwaukee 8 117 engine. That's 117 cubic inches. Smoother, cooler, more powerful. You get the new 12.3-inch TFT touchscreen, bigger than an iPad, Apple CarPlay, boombox stereo that'll make car alarms go off. Perfect blend of old school cool and new school tech, the coolest bagger on the planet. That cool status starts at around $26,500. Used versions can be as low as 19 grand. What if you don't want to spend 26 grand? What if I told you that you could get a full-dress, shaft-drive Japanese reliable tourer for $2,500? Number 10. The Kawasaki Concours ZG1000. This is the cockroach of touring. The bike that will not die, the Connie, the ZG1000. Kawasaki built this bike from 1986 to 2006. 20 years unchanged. Why? Because it was perfect. The status of this bike is that you're the smartest, cheapest, most Mad Max rider on the road. The recipe was genius. Kawasaki took the engine from the original Ninja 1000 sport bike, detuned it for torque, still makes about 92 horsepower, and put it in a steel frame. Then they added shaft drive and removable hard shell saddlebags and a giant protective fairing. Sold it for nothing. This bike is a tank. the KLR 650 of touring bikes. The ergonomics are 90s upright, comfortable, but still a little sporty. The comfort comes from the wind protection, the smooth inline four, and the fact that it costs less than the sales tax on a new Harley. The luxury? The luxury is knowing that when the world ends and the only things left are cockroaches and Twinkies, you'll still be riding your Connie. You can find a perfect low-mileage Concours 10 for $3,000, can find a needs a little love one for $1,500, the undisputed king of value touring, but it's a 90s bike. Heavy, ugly. What if you want a Ferrari? What if you want to tour at 170 miles per hour? Number 9. The Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally. This bike isn't a touring bike. This is a missile delivery system that just happens to have saddlebags. The Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally, the most insane high-tech adventure tourer on Earth. This is a Ducati, a V4. You're riding the Ferrari of motorcycles, the I have more money and I'm faster than all of you bike. The luxury is pure Italian high-tech. The engine is 1158cc V4, makes 170 horsepower. You heard that right. This is a touring bike with 170 horsepower. The comfort and ergonomics are shocking. You sit bolt upright. The seat is amazing. Wind protection is perfect. And it has radar. Not joking. Radar sensor in the front and back. Adaptive cruise control. It'll slow down and speed up with traffic by itself. Blind spot detection. The Rally model has the big tank, semi-active electronic suspension, and wire spoke wheels. The go anywhere at the speed of sound machine. This is the bike for the rider who came from a Panigale sport bike, but his back started to hurt. A Ferrari has a Ferrari price tag. A new V4 Rally will set you back about $30,000. Prefer used? About $18,000. But if 30 grand for a chain drive Italian bike seems insane, how about a V-twin Japanese unkillable adventure tourer for under $10,000 brand new? Number 8. The Suzuki V-Strom 650. This bike is the sensible shoe of the motorcycle world, and I mean that as a compliment. The V-Strom 650, or V-Strom, is quite possibly the most perfect all-around motorcycle ever made. It's not about luxury, not about status, it's about comfort. Pure, I can ride this all day and my back doesn't hurt comfort. The ergonomics are perfect. You sit bolt upright, the seat is a giant plush sofa, bars are high and wide, foot pegs are right underneath you, the most neutral riding position in the world. The XT or adventure models come from the factory with hard aluminum panniers, ready to go. The engine is the best part. A 645cc V-twin only makes about 70 horsepower, but it's the friendliest, torquiest, most unkillable engine on the planet. You can buy it brand new for $9,600. Used versions go for about $5 grand. The single greatest comfort for your dollar deal in all of motorcycling. That's cute. What if you want a V-twin but a man's V-twin? What if you want a full dresser but not a Harley? Number 7. The Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager. This is the smart money ultra classic. The I got the same thing for 10,000 less bike. The Kawasaki Voyager. Kawasaki's direct attack on the Harley-Davidson Electra Glide has everything the Harley has. A massive 1700cc liquid-cooled V-twin, actually cooler and smoother than the old Harleys. Frame-mounted Batwing-style fairing, massive tour trunk, hard-shell saddlebags, 4-speaker stereo system, cruise control, belt drive. The ergonomics are pure la-z-boy. You sit in a giant, comfortable captain's chair. Passenger gets a throne. Wind protection is insane. The price? A brand new Voyager starts at around $19,000. Used ones reaching as low as 10 grand. The value king of the full dress world. But $10,000 is still a lot of money. What if I told you you could get a German shaft drive boxer twin police spec tourer for $4,500? Number 6. The BMW R1150 RT. This is the Flying Pig, the cop bike, the unkillable oilhead legend, the BMW R1150 RT. This bike was the single greatest touring bike of the 90s and early 2000s. Period. It's not plush, it's simply correct. The ergonomics are perfect. You sit in a bubble of still air thanks to the push-button power-adjustable windscreen. Heated grips will melt your gloves. The engine is the 1133cc oilhead boxer twin. Not fast, 95 horsepower, but it has torque. Shaft drive. The luxury comes from the telelever and paralever suspension. The bike doesn't dive, you hit the brakes and it just squats. The most stable, most confidence-inspiring big touring bike in the world. This is why cops use them. They could ride them all day in all weather and they would never break. You can find a pristine, low-mileage 2002 to 2004 R1150 RT for $4,000 to $5,000. Used ones can even go for around $3,000. The biggest German engineering per dollar deal on the planet. But it's old, used. What if you want the king, the original, the one, the only? Number 5, the Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic. This is it, the Boomer Glide. The full dresser, the couch, the bike that defined American touring. The status of this bike is, I am a Harley guy. It's a lifestyle, a club. When you buy this bike, you're buying into a 120-year-old legacy. The ergonomics are the captain's chair. You sit in this bike, not on it. The Batwing fairing is the most copied design in history. The comfort is legendary. The Tour Pack trunk isn't just a backrest, it's a throne for your passenger. The luxury is chrome and sound. New models have the liquid-cooled Milwaukee 8 117 engine. Giant boom box touchscreen. But the real feature is the sound. For decades, if you were a serious touring rider, this was it, the end game. The Route 66 bike, the Sturgis bike, the Icon. Icon status isn't cheap. A new Ultra Limited will start at $32,000, used versions reaching 20 grand. But if spending 32 grand on a lifestyle makes you want to gag, how about a bike that's so comfortable, so practical, and so cheap that it looks like a piece of Tupperware? Number 4, the Honda PC 800 Pacific Coast. This is the I can't believe they made that bike. One of the greatest, most comfortable, most sensible touring bikes ever, the Honda Pacific Coast. This bike from the 90s was so far ahead of its time. The status is 0. It has anti-status, and that is its status. The I do not care what you think, I am in heaven bike. Honda's engineers were asked to build a motorcycle for car people. They nailed it. First, the engine. A rock-solid 798cc V-twin from the Honda Shadow shaft drive. Second, the plastic. It's all plastic. Smooth, quiet. Third, the ergonomics. You sit in a perfect upright standard position. The seat is a sofa. But the luxury, the comfort, the trunk. This bike doesn't have saddlebags. You open the back of the bike and it reveals a giant carpet-lined car trunk. You can fit 2 full bags of groceries in it. A helmet, a week's worth of clothes, the most practical motorcycle ever designed. People hated it, called it a scooter, called it Tupperware, huge sales failure. Now it's a cult legend. People who own them will never sell them. Unkillable, unbelievably comfortable. You can pick up a perfect one for $3,000. Used versions can go as low as $2,000. Okay, folks, we're at number 4. We've left value behind. We're done with sensible. We're about to enter the Mount Rushmore of touring. The next 3 bikes aren't cheap. Not sensible. They're the titans, the gods of the open road. These are the bikes that define the very idea of cross-country travel. Number 3, the BMW R1300 GS Adventure. This bike isn't a touring bike. This is an I-can-go-anywhere machine. The Starbucks Striker, the Ewan and Charlie bike. The single biggest, most recognizable, and most lusted-after status symbol in modern motorcycling. The BMW GS has been the undisputed king of adventure touring for 40 years. Didn't just enter the category, it invented it. Every single competitor from Japan, from Austria, from Italy, from Britain was built with one single solitary goal: to be a GS killer. For 4 decades, none of them have landed the killing blow. Now the king has a new crown. The R1300 GS is the lightest, fastest, and most high-tech one ever. The luxury is pure German tech. The heart is the new 1300cc liquid-cooled boxer twin. This isn't just an engine, it's an icon. 2 cylinders sticking out into the wind, a BMW signature. Now it has shift cam. That means it's smart. Gives you low-down chugging torque for picking your way through a crowded market or a rocky trail. Then, it changes personality and unleashes 145 horsepower when you wring its neck on an open road. Shaft drive. No mess, no lube, no chain noise, just silent, relentless, maintenance-free power. The comfort and ergonomics are simply the most neutral in the world. You sit bolt upright with high, wide bars that give you absolute command. The single most comfortable, commanding, and utterly pain-free riding position ever invented. This isn't a motorcycle seat, it's a throne, a workstation for demolishing continents. You don't ride this bike, you pilot it. The tech? My God, the tech. This bike has radar, watches the traffic in front of you, adaptive cruise control. You set your speed and the bike automatically slows down and speeds up with the flow of traffic. Blind spot detection. TFT screen bigger than some tablets. Semi-active suspension isn't just adjustable. It reads the road in real time and adjusts the damping before you even hit the pothole. But the final checkmate move? Adaptive ride height. The one thing that scared people away, the towering seat height, is gone. The bike automatically lowers itself when you come to a stop. No more tippy toes. No more panic. Just sinks gracefully, letting you put both feet flat on the pavement. The smartest, most comfortable, most capable, and most complete motorcycle ever built. This bike is a do-it-all masterpiece. Lighter than a Goldwing, faster than a Harley. Can go places neither of them would dream of. The thinking man's luxury tourer starts at around $25,000. You can find a used version for about $20,000. Now, let's go to the stars. Number 2, the Yamaha Star Venture. This bike is the Gundam of touring, the lost king. What happens when Yamaha's engineers decide to build a luxury tourer and they get weird? The I'm an anime villain bike. The status of this bike is, what is that? So rare and so massive that it has more road presence than anything. A full-dress luxury barge built to kill the Goldwing and the Electroglide. The luxury is bonkers. The engine? A 113 cubic inch air-cooled V-twin. Torque monster, belt drive. The tech? It has a Sure Park system, not just reverse, an electric motor that gives you reverse and forward creep mode. You can park this 900-pound beast with your thumb. The stereo is a full-on high-end touchscreen system. Seats are heated front and back. Windscreen is push-button. The ergonomics are out of this world. A massive, plush, comfortable torque monster, the high-tech V-twin answer to the Goldwing. It failed not because it was bad, but because it was so expensive and so out there that nobody bought it. One of the greatest, most over-engineered, most comfortable V-twin tourers ever made. Starts at $27,000, can go low for used versions if you have around 17 grand. But there can be only one bike that has ruled them all, one bike that for 50 years has defined comfort. You know what it is. Number 1, the Honda Goldwing Tour. This is it, the undisputed, the undefeated, the heavyweight champion of comfort, the Honda Goldwing. This isn't a motorcycle. This is a first-class two-wheeled private jet, a rolling La-Z-Boy recliner with 125 horsepower. This bike is the definition of luxury. The ergonomics and comfort are perfect. The engine? Oh, the engine. a 1833cc liquid-cooled horizontally opposed flat six. The front end isn't forks, it's double wishbone suspension like a Formula One car. Isolates you from the bumps. It's a cloud. The luxury? You can get it with a 7-speed push-button automatic DCT transmission, an airbag, reverse and creep mode, heated seats, heated grips, Apple CarPlay on a giant TFT screen. The Tour model has a trunk that fits 2 full-face helmets. Wind protection is so good, you can smoke a cigar at 70 miles per hour. Don't do that. The Goldwing isn't a motorcycle. It's a statement that you're done compromising. You want to ride 3,000 miles, and you want to feel better when you get there. Starts at $29,000 and goes up to $33,000 for the DCT airbag model. Used versions are a bit cheaper. Can snatch those for about 23 grand depending on condition. The most expensive, most complex, most luxurious, and without a single doubt, the most comfortable touring bike on planet Earth, the undisputed king. There you have it, the 15 kings, the titans of the highway, from the $2,500 Connie to the $33,000 Goldwing. Touring is about comfort, it's about luxury, and it's definitely about status. Let me know in the comments what is the greatest touring bike ever and what did I miss? If you enjoyed this ride, do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe to Drive with Kelly. We've got more two-wheeled adventures coming your way.